there, friends. Welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Becca. So today, I'm showing you how to make the fanciest thing I've ever made. Now, this is actually my own recipe. I kind of just made it out of the blue because Neil was saying he really wanted it, and so I just kind of made it happen. So what I'm making, crab ravioli. Now, Neil and I, after we moved out to Washington, we realized that people crab here. What? Being from Ohio, it's just such a foreign concept of just crabbing. For me, I always just relate crabs to going on vacation to Florida and buying them from a really awesome crab shack and eating all of it with butter. So to me, that's what crabs are. So when we got here, we were pumped. So we have crabbed in a few places, but our favorite place is Westport, Washington. For Neil's birthday, he had a special request for crab ravioli. On his birthday, we went crabbing. I caught nothing, absolutely nothing. He caught a couple crabs, so we brought them home, boiled them, and I made them into lobster ravioli. Ugh, crab ravioli. Not only is it the fanciest thing I make, but I honestly think it might be the best thing I make. And also I just take pride that it's my own recipe. What I do is I make pretty much everything from scratch. It's pretty labor intensive, so unless you're ready for a commitment, this might not be. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I'm filming here. Unless you're ready for like a 4 to 6 hour cooking day, this might not be for you. But if you are, it is so worth it. It's so good. I can't stress this enough. So what I do is I make pasta from scratch, just like a nice hearty egg pasta. I boil the crabs and then make a nice herby, creamy crab stuffing. Make obviously the ravioli, and then I make a brown butter, shallot, and herb sauce to go on top of it. And then on top of that is Parmesan cheese. It's so good. Can't stress that enough. It's delicious. So I hope you guys like this. It's my favorite, fanciest recipe. I'm so excited to show it to you. So enjoy.
We are gonna start off by putting on our dope new apron, courtesy of Susie Chirasso. Then we're gonna take some frozen crabs. Here we have some red rock crabs we caught in the Puget Sound last summer. And a couple of fresh Dungeness crabs that Neil caught on his birthday at Westport. They're so creepy looking, but so delicious. You're gonna boil these in heavily salted water for 14 to 18 minutes. Next, while those are boiling, we're gonna make our pasta. We're going to do about 150 grams of 00 Italian flour, which is just very fine, and 150 grams of semolina flour. We're gonna roughly mix that together and transfer that to a big bowl because I can't be trusted to do the big well. So we're gonna make the well in the bowl for safekeeping and add 4 whole eggs and a big tablespoon of good olive oil. There's Guinness. Mix that together with just a little bit of salt as well. Once it starts roughly coming together, dump it on your counter and start working it. It's really hard to overwork your pasta dough, so just keep going, keep kneading the dough until it starts to roughly come together. Once it's pretty much in one big piece, you're gonna knead it until the texture goes from rough to smooth. It should take about 5 to 10 minutes. But once it's done, it'll feel completely different and you'll be able to leave a fingerprint in there and it'll bounce back slightly. Then you're gonna let it rest for about 30 minutes. While it's resting, let's break down the crab. Red rock crab is very difficult to break down. So I had to, aside from my tools, enlist some very handsome and very strong help. So we broke down about 4 to 5 crabs and yielded this much meat. We're gonna put that in a medium-sized bowl and add chopped parsley, chopped scallions, a squeeze of lemon, salt, pepper, and about 2 tablespoons or more if you like of room temperature cream cheese. Mix it together until it forms a cohesive crab salad, if you will. After 30 minutes, we're gonna set up our pasta sheeter. Take our pasta, split it in half, wrap the other half to keep it from drying out, and then prepare our dough. So basically, this is gonna be just like sheeting any other pasta. You're gonna start at the widest setting, roll it through, and then continue to go down until the dough is almost transparent. They say you should be able to read a newspaper through it. So I rolled it until it felt right. So I made 2 primary shapes of pasta here, rectangles and circles. Taking a small sheet of pasta here, you're going to cut that in half, make a few dollops of filling in the center. Then you're gonna cut it, take your fingertip, add water to the edges, and then take the other square and press it down so the other sheet adheres. And there you have it. You have a ravioli. To make circles, I basically just took water around the whole other sheet, pressed it down on the dollops, then took this shot glass and basically just pressed out the ravioli. If your pasta gets dried out like mine did because I used too much flour, just wet a little scrap piece of pasta and put a little bandage over it. Honestly, you can't really tell the difference once it's boiled. So while that's boiling, we're gonna make a really simple and really delicious brown butter and shallot sauce. Have 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter melted, and to that, I'm adding some finely sliced shallot, 2 smashed garlic cloves, salt, pepper, a squeeze of lemon, and parsley. Spoon the brown butter sauce over top with a little bit more parsley and some freshly grated Parmesan. This is delicious, it is super fancy, and the best thing I make. Happy birthday, Neil. I hope you enjoyed it. It was dope and delicious. You're welcome.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.